As a man over 50, I'm sure you've been told that your best form of exercise is walking, light jogging, or maybe even just taking it easy. But what if you still want to be strong, capable, athletic, or maybe even explosive? The problem is men lose power as they age, and that's the most important physical quality we have as men after 50. Power is the ability to produce force in short time, which combines strength and quickness to keep you athletic, capable, and even formidable in your second 50 years. And what if one simple exercise could strengthen every muscle in your body, including your heart and your breathing system, improve mobility, and build power all at the same time? In this video, I'm going to show you why sprinting is the most underrated training for men over 50. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to prepare your body safely so you can sprint again, even if you haven't done it in decades. If you're a man over 50 who still wants to be strong, who refuses to accept that getting older just means getting weaker and you want to stay capable and dominant in your second 50 years, then you're in the right place. And later, I'll show you the 3 biggest mistakes men make when trying to start sprinting again. And stay with me till the end, because I want to show you how to get that high level of energy you're going to need to start sprinting again. Sprinting trains more muscle mass than most other exercises on planet Earth. Your entire lower body, your entire upper body, your torso. It trains your heart, which is a muscle, and your entire breathing system, which is muscular driven. Because of this, it has major health benefits. Sprinting improves circulation and oxygen delivery. That means faster healing, more mental sharpness, and stronger, more pliable blood vessels. It also improves your metabolic health, which means increased fat loss and controlling your blood sugar better. Most important, it increases growth hormone and anabolic building signaling, which means you getting better body composition and more athletic performance. Anything that benefits the body this much gets my attention. Sprinting preserves fast twitch muscle fibers. These are the first muscle fibers you lose as you age as a man. Fast twitch muscle fibers, they are responsible for power, explosiveness, and athleticism. Walking or any type of steady state cardio doesn't even touch these muscle fibers. Sprinting forces the adaptation to keep you focused on a high athletic ability and keeps telling your body to build your growth performance engine. And here's the best part. We don't need to do it very often. Sprinting is so demanding on your body and nervous system, less is actually better. In fact, us guys over 50, we should be doing 3 to 4 sprints 1 day a week. That's it. Before you can create power, you need the range of motion to express it. Sprinting is a high demand activity and can force your body into positions and ranges of motion you don't have yet. That is instant injury. That's why we're going to start with number 1, lunges. We're going to focus on increasing the range of motion of our hip and our ankle as we step forward and push this foot back and push this knee forward to open up our hip and our ankle joints. The front leg, we're focusing on keeping everything straight in alignment. I want my knee lined up with my foot and my hip as I come forward, which is going to be really important for the mechanics of sprinting, keeping this straight. Walking lunges, where we start to use our new range with some power production. I'm going to lunge forward and then push off. Lunge forward, push off. This now turns into lunge jumps where we get some arm pumping involved. I'm going to start with one leg forward and the same arm forward as my leg. I'm going to pump my arms and then produce some power to jump. Here we go. Right leg forward, right arm forward. Before we start sprinting, we definitely need to warm up. Trust me, no one should sprint when their body is cold. I've already did a couple laps of walking just around the parking lot, and now I'm doing my lunges to open up my hips and my ankles for the range of motion that's going to be needed here. This is really important because
like we said earlier, if you try to force your body into a range of motion it doesn't have, that's an instant injury. Now we're going to create some power to push off with the walking lunges and making sure my knee, foot, and hip are all lined up properly. Here we go with the arm pumps, making sure that I have my stride correct, that my arm is actually increasing the power of my stride as I put it all together and contract my core to connect my upper body down to my lower body. This is a great warm-up, and honestly, for people who just feel like they don't want to sprint, this alone is a great activity to start creating some power as you're producing force as quickly as you possibly can through your entire body. All right, let's put this all together and start doing some sprints. When you go out for the first time, do one sprint. If you feel you're in decent shape and you haven't sprinted in a while, you can only do 2 if you're going all out. That's enough. 20 to 40 yard distance is all you need. You're going to be sore as hell the next day. I'm filming this voiceover the day after and I can feel these sprints. I did about 8 of these when I needed to film all of this. And let me tell you, I can absolutely feel it today. After sprinting is the perfect time for static stretching. So we're going to switch our lunge focus on now just holding that back position of our leg to stretch our back calf and the hip flexors of that back leg as well. This is a great stretch to keep everything nice and open in the ankles and hips. Here, I do this for my low back stretch, but also for the hamstrings, and we're going to walk our hands in one direction and then the other to make sure we get all 4 of those hammies to really lengthen on out. If you can't support yourself on the ground, you can just put your hands on your shins. And then finally, just a nice little quad stretch, also hip flexor stretch. Great to challenge the balance when you're standing in free space, just to hold that and let everything open on up. If you want to increase this stretch, don't pull back further, just point your knee closer to the ground. And here is my trusty camera woman who kept telling me to do more sprints so she could get different angles.
Here are the 3 biggest mistakes men make when they're trying to sprint again. Number 1, they don't have the range of motion they need, which causes forceful contractions of overstretched muscles. Now they sprint their first day and have pulled muscles everywhere. It gives them an injury on day 1 and they never go back again. The fix is to earn the range of motion first. Guys, this can take a while and it's okay to be patient because it's cool to challenge yourself to work towards a goal, knowing when you do it, you're increasing your chance for success. Mistake number 2, having a loose core when sprinting. This causes poor force transfer between the upper and lower body, and your sprinting has sloppy mechanics with joints going all over the place. This causes a lot of back and hip pain for people when they want to start sprinting again. So the fix, make core preparation a major focus when you start sprinting and squeeze that core when you're running again. And mistake number 3, too many sprints on the first day. Guys start sprinting and feel great because they're riding the survival hormones their brain is kicking on out. This causes them to be massively sore the next day and have injuries that can last actually weeks or even months because they way overdid it. The fix? Understand delayed muscle soreness. You're going to feel the results of your sprinting on the next day, not while you're doing it. So start with 1 sprint and get the hell out of there. See how you feel the next day, then build up to 2. Then work your way up to 4 or 5 max. That's all you need. 3 years ago or so, we were at Penn State wrestling camp. We bring all our wrestlers, us coaches, down to Penn State. It's the best camp I think that there is. And one of the coaches there started to look this year like really sick. And he was skinny and kind of scrawny, and one of the coaches said, God, I wonder if he has some kind of disease. So the next day or 2, we're walking around on the mats during the camp, and I overheard someone ask the coach, how are you doing? And he answered, great, I'm doing awesome, getting my 10 miles in every single morning. I feel amazing. And I was like, that's it. He's training his body for that slow grind cardio. And the lesson with that is your body's gonna eat itself to become more efficient if you're asking it to work for really long periods of time, and you're gonna lose your athleticism. So if you ask the body to do that slow grind cardio, it's gonna shrink up, get smaller, sacrifice its strength and power so you can be able to do it. But if you keep training for power and strength and athleticism, your body's gonna build a lot more muscle, create more neural connections to make you stronger and tougher in your second 50 years. If you really want to decide, look at this picture right here of a typical sprinter's body versus a typical jogger or marathoner's body. Really decide, which body do you want? This channel is for men who refuse to fade, and that means protecting and growing your power as a man. Men over 50 can sprint again, and I think men over 50 should sprint again, because sprinting reconnects us to an athletic quality that most men abandon later in life. But not you. You're not done growing yet. You're just getting started in your second 50 years. Brother, if you want to stay strong for decades, what you do outside of the gym is actually more important than what you do inside the gym. That's why I put together a pain-free plate guide. It's a simple guide that shows you how I approach nutrition for strength, recovery, and long-term health. It's free. If you want a copy of it, you can link the description below. And if you find this channel useful, you can subscribe and come along for the ride. Most men accept becoming slower, weaker, and less capable with age. They just accept that the slow glide that society tricked them into and just calling it sucks to get old. But we don't. We keep building. We keep growing. And always remember, most men fade, but you're not most men.